Latina leaders in this room, but what a trailblazer, what an amazing story. Congratulations.
Thank you, Rosa. I told Rosa I will pretend I know her forever. So.
Yes, we're friends, we're family.
So I never prepare a speech, and that's not a good thing. And they told me I have 1 minute to say what I have to say, but that's not going to be the case. I'm going to leave my gratitude for the end, because I'm going to make Clemente regret putting me up here. I am not in business to receive awards. I was tucked away doing my own business, and I find myself up here. So I'm going to make regret. I'm going to make Clemente regret this. So I accepted when he told me, Adela, we're going to make you the Latina of Who's Who, and I was very nervous. I said, I don't want to. I really don't want to. I have nothing to say. And then I thought about it, and I said, I do have something to say. I have something to say to my Latino community, to the people that I am a part of. And so my message is this. I just drafted this, so you know this. I am very proud of all the people that were here tonight. When I meet people, the more that I see them, the more that I talk to them, the more I'm proud of them. I realize there's a lot of me out there, that there's a lot of Latina women out there struggling, and we know what the struggles are. We know what's behind the scenes, we know what's behind the desk. No one tells you that, oh, finding your own business, that's beautiful, that's fantastic. And it just seems so glorious. And nobody tells you about the pain, and nobody tells you about the fact that you will need money. And nobody tells you about the fact that you will need credit, and nobody tells you about the fact that you have this great idea of how you're going to fund it. How is it going to happen? I have walked in life and have broken all the rules. So therefore, the 1 minute rule that you gave me, I'm going to have to break it tonight, Clemente. Just give me a couple more minutes, because I do have a message today that I want to give, and I know that there's all kinds of people in the world. I'm very conscious of the people in the world, all kinds of people. I have refused to label myself. I have refused to say I'm a Latina, I'm a woman. So I sometimes get offended by it. Don't tell me that I can do what I can do because I'm a Latina, I'm a woman, I'm a person. And so therefore, there's this one message mostly that I want to give. Growing up, I was brought here when I was 9 years old by that man right there. Excuse me, Dad? Hi, Dad. And my mother. So I was very upset at my father for bringing me here. I loved it in Mexico. It was so beautiful. I loved the freedom. I loved the rain. I loved the mountains. And coming here, it's like, was not good. He used to live in the United States. My mother was in Mexico and raising us by herself. So therefore I know what it feels like. When I think of being by myself and being a single parent, I think of my mother, that she was very strong and that lives within, is part of me. And so not knowing where I was coming, I would ask every day when my father brought us here, when am I going back? When am I going back? It's too cold here. Can't stand it here. But anyway, that being said, I learned a lot. I watched and observed a lot. And before I knew it, I learned to love this country. I learned to set goals. I said, if I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna be successful. If I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna do something different. If I'm gonna stay here, I better find my way to where I want to be. I didn't want to be like everybody else. Not that I feel better, I definitely am not better than anybody else. Everybody has an opportunity to be what they want. You know, life is a combination of dreams. Life is not just one dream. And those that say it's one dream, I probably need to learn about it because it's a combination of dreams. And you don't know sometimes your dreams. Like I said, I fell in love with a locomotive. I never knew that I was going to work on locomotives. I never intended to be my own, to have my own business. And therefore, I knew my parents, I knew the meaning of poverty, but I didn't know I was poor. I didn't know that I was living with parents that were struggling. One day my dad showed me his paycheck and my mom showed me her paycheck, and I summed it up and I said, how much is rent, how much is electricity? And I could not figure out how they paid the bills. I said, really? How did they? It's always negative. And so I knew I would be good in numbers at that time. And my mom, she would tell me, you will be a good accountant when you grow up, because she knew I know how to add. And so that hurt kind of fueled me. My dad used to work in a metal company, and he would come home and he looked like the Tin Man. He was full of metal on his body, and all his eyebrows would be burned, and his eyelashes. And that will fuel me. I would say, that is way too much. He worked in a foundry, and any time that his sweat drop will fall in it, in the hot 600-degree melting metal, it will get splashed on his body. He would not even think about filing a lawsuit or anything like that. Now, he said, I come to this country to earn it. I come to this country not to take from it, but to give to it. And so that's a lot to say. He doesn't know how much of an influence he meant to me, because that instilled in me, I'm going to give back. Give back to my community, give back to people. It's those little words that make a person who they are. But the message that I wanted to say is that living in a Latino community, we used to live in a little village over there by Costner in 26th Street, where they bought a house. And I knew I wanted to fly. I wanted to dream. I wanted I had a lot of dreams, and I wanted to find a way to get them accomplished. I was aware that my parents could not afford my education, but I knew that good grades would get me the ticket to where I wanted to get to. And so, as I was heading to college, the Hispanic counselors, or Latino counselors, the LARIS program in the University of Chicago, well, I was not so happy, wait till I tell you. The Latino counselor told me, Adela, just so you know, 4% of women graduate. So your chances are very little. I'm like, well, thank you very much. And so I was so upset. I quit the LARIS program, sorry. I went to the School of Commerce. And I said, I am going to be equal. I'm not going to be a Latina. I'm not going to be a woman. I'm going to be a person. A person. And I will graduate, and I will move forward, and I will be nobody else's dependent. And I will help my parents move forward. So therefore, the message that I want to say is this. I stayed away from the Latino community for a long time because I feared that they would tell me only 4% are successful. I feared that they would stop me from growing. And therefore, I minded my own business. When I founded Professional Locomotive Services, I was determined to be the best locomotive manufacturer there was, and focused. And there's a focus in doing it. And so all of a sudden I became business and business. And sometimes when you're business and business, yeah, sometimes you forget to be a little human. The family doesn't like that. And so here tonight, my message to all you who are Latino, who are even in the Black community, even in whatever community you're in, whatever you name it, is that we have the right that when we succeed, that we turn around and we help somebody else. Amen. And that we do not discourage someone else and tell them that they are in the 4% of success. that we tell them how to succeed. So that's my message. We need to show someone else how we made it and not be afraid that the person grows faster than we do and higher than we do. Let's not be jealous. Let's not be jealous because somebody else is more beautiful, somebody else is making more money, somebody else is making something more than what we are. Because you know what? There's always going to be a lot of people having more than what we have. And therefore, my message to you all is like, you're going to bump into that one person, that little me out there trying to go to college, the little me out there trying to find her own business. And if you have the potential to help that person, do so. Do so. Because you know what? It feels real good that you know that you are the stepping stone to help somebody else. And my message being said, thank you. That message being said, I'm going to say that there's one lady who helps Clemente. Her name is Norma Zambrano. Norma, I don't know where you're at.
She's over here.
Hi, Norma. Norma called me 50 times last year to try to find me. And here's someone who is an example of that. She helped put me up here. Okay? That is selflessness. That is someone who really says, I'll be the shadow, you go shine. And that's the type of spirit that we need. Thank you, Norma, for putting me up here. Thank you very much. And to that being said, through her, I met this wonderful person. I cannot see him as the man behind this event because I can't. He's just such a beautiful person. And that inspired me. I prefer to be behind my desk. I prefer to be on my shop. I prefer to be out there, but tonight I want to say that thank you, Clemente, for putting us on the spotlight, for putting all these great business people on the spotlight. I get to know all these wonderful stories. I was enticed to read your stories about other people, and then I realized that there's a lot of me out there, a lot of men, a lot of women, and for that, for putting us here tonight, I want to say thank you very much. So a big round of applause for Clemente. And that being said, I want to say good night to everybody. Thank you. I'm sorry I took so much of your time.